Good morning, good morning. I'm switching on my phone so I can talk to you and you can hear me. And I'm about to talk today, if I can ever switch my phone on. Morning, how are you? I'm great. My phone is not switching on. I'll come visit you today. I have questions. You're the best gardener. I love your gardening. All right. Now I'm in business. Everything's working. So today I want to walk and talk about love. Love is a very interesting word, very loaded. And what I want to talk about is love that we experience is different. It's just as different as we are. We are human and animal combination with the God spark within us. And therefore, love comes in different flavors and it has many different faces. For example, I'm so worried about you because I love you. And you should not go there because I love you. And you should absolutely go there, forward and up, because I love you. And I love you so much I cannot do anything when you're not around. And I love that person so much that it hurts. And but I love him even though he beats me up. And yes, of course we fight, but I love him or I love her. All those thoughts are different expressions of different emotions and states. Some of us, including me, forget that every time we have an experience, that experience creates a particular state. We react, we respond to what's going on around us with that state, which is a hormonal state, change of chemicals within the body. And through this experience, we learn the states, and then those states become something that we habitually repeat. And we call it triggers, right? Oh, he triggered me, she triggered me, she said something, he said something. Words are vibrational expressions of our states. So if you listen to the person, we'll know exactly what kind of love we are experiencing right this moment, and if it's actually love or something else. I talked about emotional scale, but if you're not familiar, look it up. Emotional scale is the measuring instrument that will help you understand where you are in your expression of love and when somebody else is. For example, worry on emotional scale is about 30, like fear. When you scream at your child, I love you, but you're not doing what I ask you to do. How can I love you when you're doing this? Or if you don't do it, I will not love you. This is fear going into anger and manipulating somebody with promising something that is their birthright to begin with. And then this would be like 70. But I want you to love me. I love you so much. I've given you so much. Where am I going to see the response? So this is desire, 100, 125. Love as a state is 500 hertz on emotional scale. Dr. Stephen Hawkins, for example, measured all those states and specific medical instruments because our body isolates energy, electricity, so it can be measured. And then he created a very good understanding of how it vibrates in hertz. And then if you measure the vibrational quality of bacteria or virus, that would be around 10 or 20 hertz. So if you are in shame or blame, oh, you never do what I ask you to do, you don't listen to me, you don't hear me, you don't understand me, these are blame vibrations. Or, but I'm not good enough, I cannot really have what I want, I will never get where I need to be, I never have enough money, I never have good people around me. Those are 10 and 20 vibrational qualities of the guilt and shame and blame. And those are the resonance with viruses and bacteria. So if you want to be healthy, love yourself enough not to get to those states and hear your own words to understand where are you falling. Some people found great ways to get out of those states by having amazing travels around the world, wearing beautiful clothes, taking pictures and sharing it with the friends. And I love your pictures when I see you on this cruise or that cruise or some amazing destinations. Some other people find the pleasure in making other people smaller in order to feel bigger and better. And again, you can hear it, you can notice it in the words, but you don't understand. I'm much more experienced, and I know more than you do, and this is what we tell to our children. But you will see, because Mama knows best. And again, we're all guilty of this. So guilt is vibrational quality 20 or 30. We do something and then we go like, I should have done better. It was not the right thing to do. So in order for us not to fall into states, the focus needs to be on things that you want to see, not on things that you don't want to see. The things you want to hear and the things you want to say and the things you want to create in your world. Lots of times I talk to people and I understand they look to the past with the eyes of the future, missing the present moment. How it looks like is, I want to be in point B. I want to have a better job, for example. But I already, job environment, but I already hired a couple people that I love so much. And some of them are my cousins and some of them are my relatives. Because let's say it's a family restaurant or it's a business the two friends started, and they brought a couple cousins to this business. And now, couple years later, we as the owners grew, the business grew, and the people are no longer working optimally. And no matter how much we try to teach them and explain them, they're just not growing with the business, because that's not their business or their interest. But because those are my relatives, I love them, and therefore I will pay them and I will have the work done for them, and then I'm gonna get frustrated, but I love them. Well, that's not love, that's frustration. Frustration is somewhere between anger and despair, which would be 60, 50, 70. And then they go like, and my business is not growing, and the money is not there no matter what I do. And your surrounding is pretty much showing you who you are and what vibrations are you experiencing. And then it would be a good idea to ask yourself, and is that really love? Or I'm keeping these people because they are little children of yours, even though you have your own children, and you feel that you need to support them in life, which is not true even for little children. If you support them, support is like a solid foundation, so the child never experienced the wobble, and therefore they don't know how to balance in life. And balance is much higher vibration than support, because support is something solid that doesn't allow you to move forward, and balance helps you understand how to find your place, how to do the right step for yourself, how to be in a process of equilibrium with life, and how to understand yourself better so you can find a better place to go, place B for yourself. So sometimes people say, but I love my children, and therefore by the age of 40 they're still in their space telling them what to do. We all are guilty of it, including me, of course. Or you constantly give them advice they didn't ask for. So, how to find that love? Today on my personal calendar is day 6. Day 6 in my cycle, 9-day cycle, is about love and wisdom. And therefore, even my voice changes. I start very energetically with my broadcast, but the more I go into this vibration, the slower I become. And slow does not mean slow in life. Slow means slow in your words. You're not speaking as fast. You might be you might be listening to people more. Because love is about understanding the vibration that you are sharing and opening your heart to this person. So there is no condition. I will love you if you do this or something else. I will love you if you give me something else. And I will love you if you are successful, more successful, more of this, less of this. Those are conditions. The state of love has nothing to do with people. The state of love has to do with yourself. So usually I am up by 6:30. I do my exercises, I get out, I walk for an hour for myself, then I connect with you. Today, I didn't sleep well yesterday for whatever reason. So I was tired. And today I woke up and I thought about, that's time for me to go and connect with everybody. And I didn't feel like that. And I didn't want to connect with everybody from the state of being tired. So 6 is the day where you feel the world within yourself. Because there is always a way to see and feel the world outside of yourself. We have emotions. Those are like measuring degrees on our physical existence. And those emotions show us how the world affects us. But how we affect the world is the same. So if you feel the world is coming at you with whatever emotion you don't like, that means that you have that now in your body. You've been triggered, you fell down or rise up, depending on what kind of emotion. And now you affect the world around you with the same emotion. And loving yourself starts with understanding, what do I need, what my soul needs, what my brain needs to be interested and immersed in life, what my emotions need, what my physical body needs, so I can feel loved and in love with the moment. How that moment of mine affects me and how can I affect the moment. Most importantly, what opportunities, what possibilities can I create to love my world, to love my environment, so my body reflects that. And what kind of things I can create within my body so the world responds to this with love. And this is a very deep work, and it's not mental. It's more about understanding that no matter what we do and where we work, or who we are with, or how many kids we have, we are also, especially women, are the mothers of the world. Because the women are the tuning instruments for all the sensations. Men do not really allow themselves to feel or to address these issues too much because they are working on our demand. And let's say there are women who love diamonds and beautiful clothes and expensive propositions, expensive things, and they make their demand, and the husbands or their employees or their employers respond to that. And some people can say, well, this woman is so demanding, but the truth of the matter is she fell in love with somebody who is strong enough to follow her in her desire for luxury. And luxury or aesthetic, hello, way of life in which you don't really do much of luxury for yourself, and maybe you do more for others than you do for yourself. Those are expressions of love. You are allowed to have exactly what you want in life and express yourself exactly how you want. If you are still not sure about it, you can just repeat after me. I used to be poor, and now I allow myself to be rich in my soul, in my material plane, in my spirit. I've been very rich in my material spirit, and now I allow myself to see the places which I didn't want to see. So I might bring that well-being and wealth into places that I considered poor and wanted to stay away from. I open my heart enough to understand there is no separation in the world. All the energies are the energies of love, because love for me is a state from which things are happening. For example, if the earth does not love the water, the rain, we run away from rain. Earth does not run away from rain. So if it doesn't like the rain, the fertility is never going to happen. If the earth does not like the snow because it's cold and spiky, icy, then the moment of rest for the earth will never happen, and the seeds will not have an opportunity to germinate. If the water hates the fire, you could never have the tea, because you do need to boil the water before you get the tea. But if the water likes too much fire, and it's the water in your body, then you're constantly in a fighting relationship, because all by yourself you might not have enough energy. And you invite fire in your life so your body can feel on fire or feel like it's boiling inside you, and only then you can express yourself or say the truth of who you are. And so all the elements within our body is constantly falling in love with each other. And then there is a moment of separation. And the moment of separation, again, is your choice. So you can just say, I used to be codependent, I used to be hanging on somebody used to be hanging on me, and that was okay. I allowed myself to have that experience. And now I understand I needed it. That was the experience I needed. So I used to have it, and I needed, and it was great and useful and helpful. And I also can allow myself to be independent, interdependent, collaborative, creative with other people, not necessarily always completing the same cycle. Or let's say triangle. There is a triangle in psychology called Cartman's triangle, where there is a victim and the savior and a tyrant. And we usually see it outside ourselves. Oh, poor she's always suffering. And he, she, however else, is always making them feel terrible, horrible. And then how can I save them, right? Parents save their children because relationships are not optimal. And children on the playground bully each other, with the tyranny of what they've learned at home, for example, bullying. And parents sometimes save both. But interesting thing is, we have that within our body. We are the tyrant to ourselves with our words and decisions. We are also the savior to ourselves. But in order for us to awaken the savior, we need to suffer a lot. Because we don't register these things inside. We register them outside. So the true love starts here. Before you save anybody, help anybody, support anybody, teach anybody, guide anybody, look into yourself and find the victim in there. What is not optimal in my life? What are the things I'm not enjoying 100%, not accepting 100%, not being truthful about that, but they still, even if I don't see it and I pretend it's not there, they still affect how I feel. Because once you feel certain way, everything in the world is colored with this way. So if you want to see things differently, the victim inside needs to become a savior. Because only the victim knows exactly what it needs to love the world, its own world, what it takes to be in an optimal state of high vibration, which is creating love within, which spreads around. And also, what are the instruments? Do I have the instruments for that? Because that's like a whole different story. The instruments are within our brain. We have particular tools, mechanisms that we found throughout our life, our upbringing. Those instruments, again, worked a lot before. For example, if you're a child in a family that is always fighting, you might no longer see well or hear well, which helps you a lot. But when you're in a relationship, and let's say you manage to get in a relationship of love, now you don't hear the love, you don't see the love, you always see the attack, even the attack is not there. Because this is the neural pathway, the connection of neurons within your brain that tells you if A is happening, B will be happening. It's not necessarily true. We have different ways of connecting with different people, but because we have a particular structure, schematics, instruction in the brain that says if you go here, that will happen, you experience world in a way that maybe you've seen it before, but now you've learned things, you've grown up, you've become a different person, you've created neural pathways, and hopefully you open your heart a few times in your life, bringing in the truth, the vibrations that make you feel like this is me, and this is how I want to be. And so the savior within you is no longer at the mode of saving. And when the savior doesn't need to save, because the savior within you understands, I'm okay, things are okay, and I can choose okay, I don't have to choose not okay for myself, because I am only responsible for that choice. I am no longer responsible for the choice my children make, my grandchildren make, my president makes, my mayor of the city makes, the educational system makes for me, and all those things are no longer in my responsibility. My responsibility only to choose for me. And then as I choose for me, I don't need to save anybody, because everybody is also okay. Everybody within themselves have a savior. The savior is asleep because we are saving everybody, especially people in my professional life, coaching, psychologists, teachers. But even if you're not in this profession, it might be a habitual thing, because most of us are parents, and those of us who are not parents, we are mentors and trainers of some sort. Even if you're professional, not a trainer, you help somebody to grow during your lifetime, for sure. Sometimes we even use our husband as a victim, and we save our husband from being insufficient in our view. And so as long as you are saving somebody, they will not need to save themselves. And when you stop, their soul awakens, and no one's soul wants to be a victim. There is not a God's spark within anybody who says, beat me up, kill me, step on me, compromise my safety. Those are the choices we make based on familiar vibrations that we experience throughout our lifetime. And even in the utero of our mother, we already have those unsafe states. So our body registered that as a familiar state, and now we know how to deal with that. So as soon as we try to go into a different space where I'm always safe, that I'm always making decisions for myself, immediately our body registers the change, an unfamiliar change, I'm okay, register as, well, if you think you're so good, what will happen if? And that idea, what will happen if, is just an idea, but it creates a response. We always respond to the thought with the chemical change, which is hormonal change. either serotonin, dopamine, oxytocin come in through the body, from the head to the body, which creates a particular state of power and happiness. Or we have the cortisol, adrenaline, that compromise our immune system. And all of a sudden, you get sick. Oh my goodness, viruses, bacteria are everywhere, let's wear a mask. You can wear a mask, but the energy within your body, if it vibrates at the electricity of the helminths, parasites, bacteria, which is like between 10 and 20 hertz, and not love, which is 500, you will be susceptible. You create an environment, a paradise for those creatures. And those creatures also have a purpose. For example, in our guts, we have all kinds of bacteria. And the good bacteria takes care of bad bacteria overgrowth, and we feel healthy. But if we vibrate lower and lower, we feed the unhealthy bacteria, and our guts respond to that. And then we say, I feel it with my gut, it's so terrible. Yeah, what you feel is your vibration. And maybe if your vibration is different, you could feel things in your gut which lead you to more uplifting experiences in life. So we are never alone. This biodome that I'm talking about, the bacteria of your gut, for example, which is also goes into your brain once in a while. Do you know that gut bacteria, gut cells, you start with 8 immortal cells, then they multiply. Actually, 2 cells you start with. But cells start multiplying, and at some point they're undifferentiated, and then at some point they start differentiate. So part of the gut cells go to the brain, and now they are brain cells. And what's interesting, we process life mentally, emotionally, through the states, but we also process life and digest life through our gut. Same process, we just never think about it, but our gut could be full of bacteria, and our colon could be full of poop, never released, because we're holding on to something that belongs to us. I have a 2-year-old in the family, and he's holding to his diaper, screaming, mine, mine, the anal stage. Hopefully now he understands a little more, so he takes down the diaper once in a while. But if you try to take his diaper, he will be mad, mine. And this is how we are. Very often we're stuck at that 2-year-old, terrible 2, we call it, around 2 years old, when you understand that things on earth are not as simple as everyone is together and love me. Things on earth are harder, and I need to protect what's mine. But in your head, you can have the same constipation, the same thoughts and ideas and beliefs that have been there for many, many years, based on what your surroundings taught you, on your experiences, expertise, and education, crisis that you lived through. And then, this is mine. Don't touch it. Because what if? And every time what if paints you a Halloween picture, things are being constipated in your head, you cannot make clear decisions, you cannot see clear observation, because analytical mind is not a left brain kind of mind. Analytical mind is ability to analyze everything, not just what happened in the past, and not just projections in the future, which we usually project negative outcome to the future to protect ourselves. That creates no protection. It just creates hormonal imbalance. But when you fall into a state of love, the sky is amazingly blue, and the palms are amazingly green, and the flowers are still blooming, no matter what kind of morning I had. And those leaves are shining. Wow. That state of wow opens up a whole different perception. At the same time, there is a grass, very tall grass. And if you step into this grass, there are fire ants. How do I know? I have it on my leg. terrible but true. I step in because the lobster I was saving the other day, see the other podcast a couple days ago, I was saving a lobster and I step into the grass, and fire ants who are on fire, on goal, on target, they don't have morals like we do. Oh, we should not eat because, oh, we should not fire our relatives because, oh, we should not do this because somebody will get upset, somebody will not love us for it. Fire ants do not have it. But we as human beings have the fire ants energy as well, because we are the produce of the earth. We have all these knowledge, elements, and instincts. So the fire ants jump on you and they bite you and they do everything possible because that's the moment of their communication with you, and they want food. So what happens when we want something, and we all want in different ways, but when we want something, we get that desire. It's an energy, God-given energy, to get what you want. And you go into, but maybe something happens, somebody will not be very happy about it. You slow down your vibration, and we call it love. But desire is 125. So lowering that is no longer desire. You'd be angry, you'd be upset, you might get fearful that you will never get it because somebody will always get upset. And that's where people get stuck. Poop. And a very good tool is to flash it out. My tools are always simple. My coaching is very practical. So with the deep breath, you can breathe all the time deeply. But before I do that, I come from the era where the toilets were not small down kind of features. They were high, and with the rope, and you would go. Choof. I just gave up gave all the information about how old I am, right? So there was tall. This water tank was up there, and the rope, like a handle, a handle on the rope was there, and so you would need to go, and then the water would flow from the top to the bottom. So if you cannot imagine that, just imagine a regular tank. But this one is much better because the water tank it's here. This is the universal energy that is constantly flowing, giving you information, inspiration, ideas, high vibration, all of that. So grab it, pull it down, just like that. That sound goes right into your liver. And I didn't make it up. It's the research. So you flush it out and you say a great word. Not mine. Or you can make your head like that, and you can push all that stuff all the way down from your head. Not mine. But I like the flushing because water is magical. If you never heard about Dr. Emoto work with water, a Japanese doctor, go Google messages in water, or messages of water, Dr. Emoto. And you will be surprised how words work with your consciousness, because our body is water, like 70%. Your brain is water and fat. So the brain needs butter and oils and water. And the body needs proteins to build it and water. And bacteria in your body needs fiber, because if you don't feed good bacteria in your gut with fiber, they start accumulating and they start exuding their chemicals. Once you have in your body, you're no longer smiling happily, because now the bad bacteria is taking charge, which means their electricity is overpowering your electricity, especially if you're trying to be a savior while being a victim. And then they become your tyrants. I'm talking about Cartman triangle. If you're interested, Google. Victim, savior, and tyrant. So the tyrant is always within. It's either here, because you have the same bacteria traveling here, and viruses, truthfully. If you wake up in the morning and you need to do this to your eye because it's kind of crusty, those are the dead bacteria. If you need to do this to your nose, those are dead bacteria in here. And if you are constipated, bad bacteria is in your gut. So excuse me for being graphical, but today is my love day. And in a state of love, my 6th day on my personal calendar, which is love and wisdom, pearls of wisdom. So I'm expressing myself in a way that is very loving for myself, because I want to share that information. Some people, however obvious it might sound, do not really think about it. You might know about it, but you might not think about it, because some people only go to restroom once in 3 days to release that poop. And how often do you release your thoughts? Some people are running those thoughts, oh my God, how this is going to happen, how that's going to happen, what will happen there, what will happen to my children, what will happen to my country, what will happen to another country I lived in before, what will happen in the country I'm traveling to, who will I meet, how it's going to go. I'm traveling tomorrow in another country. So I could definitely be in a spin, but it's again, it's the choice. I could be in a spin, or I could be in the up and forward movement, which all connect to the goal. And the goal is I want, I desire, I wish. This is my dream, and this is my professional occupation, and this is my inspiration and my calling, is to have a clear mind. Is to be able not only see things for what they are in this moment of my victimhood, but what they can be if I am a savior. And once I'm saving myself, I don't need to tyrant myself anymore, and tiring myself while being a tyrant. I stop putting myself in the mental situations, ideas that are not very useful for me, because they create chemicals that feed my bad bacteria, viruses, and other stuff in my body. I allow myself to be different. And as I am changing, the environment here is changing, my thoughts are changing to the idea, a simple idea, that love does not belong to anybody. So I cannot give it or take it. I can only be it. And as I'm being love, I'm choosing actions and words that express my love to myself, which is I accept myself the way I am, however my body is in this moment, however my mood is in my moment, however tired I am or however energized I am. I accept that things could happen because I'm a physical being full of bacteria and viruses, so no way to protect with the mask or anything else. But I also accept that I can save myself any moment. I can be different. I can choose different routes. I can choose different directions and different people and different circumstances. And therefore, I am in love with this moment, because this is accumulation of everything I've ever known. And I am excited to see what the next moment brings, because in the next moment, I experience even more love. It's great where I am, but it's even better where I haven't been yet. And the dragonfly shows up. By the way, there is a video on my page. Here is the dragonfly. Hello, darling. That is a symbol of transformation. You can see a little video about our last product called Metaphorical Cards. And you can see it on my page here on Facebook, but also insightfulcolor.com. We've produced it a year ago. Now we're sharing it with the world. It's free of charge for you to look and listen and understand. So do not create excuse, just go check. But dragonfly starts as a nymph. Nymph underneath of water, usually in a swamp. And it sits there up to 4 years in emotional, murky, dirty realm. And what it does, it opens its mouth and little fish swims by and goes, consumerism, consumer. She's consuming anything and everything that comes near. Getting fatter, getting bigger, not moving anywhere. And when I say fatter, we have fat thoughts, not fat body. When our thoughts are not moving, when they're stuck, they start accumulating other thoughts, similar to that, other vibrations, you become fatter and fatter in your brain. Only that creates the bigger body, not the food. You know, people who eat a lot, always move, never get big. And oh my God, this is hoax. Wow. It's too far for me to show you, but the hawk just came in. And the hawk is the higher vision, comes up to see the way. So just like that, within our body, we have the dragonflies that are not becoming dragonflies. For whatever reason, they can absolutely find the excuse. But at the same time, one day, they see a spark of light through the murky water, through this underwater dirt and swamp and things like that. Here is the swamp, you see. There are many creatures living here. And why not? It's also great for many, many creatures to be there and enjoy their stay. And it's also up to you where you want to be. But let's say you're a nymph that sees the light. And maybe that light is my conversation with you today. You see the light, the sunlight right there? It just came to the picture. Maybe it's a spark that awakened you today for a reason. And maybe you think of it and you go, well, maybe it's time for me to get up and start moving. Because as you move, thoughts are moving down, Kundalini energy is coming up, they meet in the heart, and the heart is the love organ. Yeah, we always say, oh, my heart is broken. I don't really hear my heart is so happy. I actually say it a lot. When I'm happy, I'm like, you made my heart sing. So anyway, let's say you saw that light today at the end of the tunnel or at the beginning of your tunnel, or maybe you're not in the tunnel, but you were like, I don't know what to do. Like I don't know, 65. I'm kind of retired, but not really because I'm full of energy. But I kind of have the money and I don't really know what to do with myself. And yes, I already traveled around the world and I already seen all this stuff. And what's now? Well, the nymph start crawling up toward the sun. Up, up, up and forward. This is what I'm teaching you. You walk up, up, up and forward, kind of focusing on stepping on your heel and finishing on the ball of your foot like I do in tango. This is my way of walking. Ground yourself through the heel, going all the way up to your ball to create a spring. And so it crawls up, it sees the sun, it goes, wow, that's scary. Ooh, I need to go back because it's nice and wet and dark. But that spark is pulling and pulling, and off you go to the sun, and you go, good morning, Ra! Ra is the god of sun for Egyptians, but also for Slovenic people as well. And I come from Russian-speaking culture, so of course I know all the Slavic language and books and Vedic information. So, Ra, dast, Ra, duga. Those are the Russian words for happiness and rainbow. So rainbow is not rain. Some of it is rain, some of it is sun. And sun heats the water under 42 degrees. And under this condition, you see the rainbow. And in some texts in Bible, in Torah, it says rainbow is the promising of the universe, of God, to always be with you, to always support you, to always shine light upon you, to always bless you with all the things that are yours, because you are born in this amazing material world. You're no longer just a spark of energy, you're now the energy and information. And what you do with this information, you choose. I want to be in the sunlight, I want to be something else. And the sun is scary and it dries up your skin. Use your sunscreen like I do. But at the same time, the nymph cracks open her heart or her whole body, because maybe it doesn't have the same way heart that we do. It cracks up, it cracks open, and out come the very tiny, very smooshed wings. Those wings look like nothing. She cannot fly whatsoever, but she sits patiently and she goes, sun, give me the power, give me the wisdom, give me the way of being in a different environment, to see things from a different, another one, look at coming to us. To be different for once in my life, even if I live 1 second. As a nymph, I already lived for years, the same year, the same day, the same hour. Let me see something different. And the sign dries it up. The old skin falls out. The old skin, our thoughts, our ideas, our beliefs of who we are, our opportunities that we are so scared to live. I'm scared to leave my house. I'm going to the trip. 9 days alone in a country that is, okay, good country with great people. And I'm no longer scared because I'm focusing on education that I'm getting, professional upgrade, meeting amazing people, mystical experiences, and off I go. I'm flying. And now as a butterfly, as a dragonfly, I am a dragon. The Kundalini energy woken up. It moved from the bottom all the way up, 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 up. And now I am in the air element. And in the air element, I see the blue sky, I see the sunlight, I see the spark, I see you, you see me. We meet for a reason. I have a client in 5 minutes. And therefore, I love you very much. And I wish for you to find that power, that hydraulic power of your water, of your emotions, that keep you here right now, right this moment where you are. But at the same time, that same power can catapult you and make you a dragonfly. So who do you want to be and how you want to be? It's totally up to you. Do you want to sit in the murky water of your emotion, of your past, of your gut mushiness and overgrown bacteria that creates this sluggish energy? Or do you want to get out of your house as early as you can possibly do it and move forward? And as you move up and forward, the sun cracks you open, the people crack you open, the events crack you open, and instead of going, oh, but I need to go on my old skin because that's familiar and safe, you go, oh, well, I can study something new, I can learn a new language, I can find a new place. I moved a year ago. I can be somebody else, I can change my profession no matter how old I am or how young I am. I don't have money now, but I will if I start moving toward where the money is. If I'm sitting at home hoping somebody will notice me, that probably will not happen. I go where the people are. I communicate. Yesterday was my day of communication. I share who I am. I do not compress, suppress my truth. I say what I mean, and I mean what I say. I am true to myself, and I'm true to others, and opportunities start showing up. So for me, it's the day of love. And as I explained before, if you want to understand more, you can come to my strategic session. Not right now, I'm booked up to here, but end of October, most likely, I will have opening, and I will post my openings here. You can also go to insightfulcolor.com. I have video blog with a lot of art projects, interesting things that I explain as I'm painting. I have YouTube channel, I have Amazon books for children, for adults. You can find the way to learn, but there are many wonderful teachers around the world, on the Amazon, on YouTube. Do not sit. And when you watch YouTube, for example, or Amazon, or whatever you watch, move, go. Because as you go, body registers the movement, and it goes, yay, let's do more of it, and let's do more of it. And now your body is learning the new way of digesting, and it no longer requires you to bring sweets to satisfy your soul. That's a pleasure. Now body looks for fulfillment. What do you put in your body? What fulfills you also fills you. Could be food, but it could be food for thought. So that is the end note of my broadcast. I love you very much. Love yourself as you love your children and your husbands and your parents and anybody you love. Give yourself that same 100% of love and see what it does for you. I understood that being in love with everybody else is great, but it exhausts you at some point. Being in love with you never exhausts you. Then you can give all the love you want to whoever you want because you're full of it. But the moment you feel that you are going for the sweets, or you're going for the alcohol or drugs or anything else to fulfill you, that means the energy is no longer there. And you do need to switch, and you need to fly, and you need to become a dragonfly. Watch the video of the dragonfly right here on that page, or insightfulcolor.com. Be colorful. Be yourself. Be beautiful. Be you. Be clean. in every area of your body, so you can find new things, inspiring things. The things can electrify you. Look at that. Electrical service. You see? The electrical service is here. You can plug in at any time and read the science of the universe. Universe is always talking to you. Just listen and respond. Not like a nymph, like a dragonfly, like a hawk. Whoever you want to be, look at the cards, you'll see the animals, 64 different archetypes of animals, and you'll be amazed at the pictures and at the stories that they give you to contemplate. And the ways how to really fly in life. I love you. I love myself so much that I have so much energy that I want to share with you. I'm doing it because that's the biggest charge for me. The electrical charge comes in and to you. Have an amazing day.